Something else on those they got my dad in the church. Oh my God.
And what happened?
They shot my dad.
Who did?
Now could you just get somebody?
We have them in route. Who are they still there?
No, I don't know. I don't see them.
At the Tabernacle of Praise?
Yes, can they hurry up? He's very bad.
Okay, do you know what kind of gun it was?
A shotgun.
Sheriff's office? Okay, we have people hiding under the pews. That's the callers. Did they transfer the caller to y'all?
Yeah, it was her daddy.
Yeah.
We got the daughters.
Y'all are for sure en route right now, though?
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units en route.
We got people going, too.
Hey, it's 911 in reference to the shooting on Desert Hill. I had the shooter on the line, but I lost him. I've got his callback number.
Okay, well, he's on the phone with another...
Y'all got him?
Yeah, what's his name? You know?
I didn't get his name.
Okay, can I have the number?
Hello?
Hey, this is Deputy Milton with the Sheriff's Office. I'm calling about your pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your name?
My name is Woodrow Karey, Karey.
Okay, the subject, did y'all see him?
No, I'm the subject, ma'am. I'm the one that did it.
On a Friday evening, investigators say Woodrow Karey barges into his old church wielding a shotgun and a handgun. Witnesses say he shoots Reverend Ronald Harris on the spot.
I saw Woodrow, and he's running, and the gun is down, and I look over, and I see him, and he lifts it up, and my mom yells at us and tells us all to duck down. So we're down. I heard the first shot. Then a few seconds later, the second shot. Woodrow was getting ready to walk out, but then he turned around. I guess he seen that Pastor Harris wasn't dead yet, and he turned around. That's whenever I saw him shoot that last shot. Then he looked at him and walked out the door.
Talisha Harris was standing nearby. Her father died in front of her, her children, and her mother.
We applied pressure on him to stop the blood, but it was like so much blood.
The murder happened in front of a packed congregation during services at a church in Lake Charles.
These people thought they were going to church to hear a message from God, and instead they witnessed a pastor being gunned down in the middle of the service by the deacon.
We get a call to our dispatch from a Woodrow Karey that he has just shot the pastor of this particular church, and tells us his location.
He's laying down on the ground in front of a brick house nearby.
The subject can see our deputy.
And that we can come get him. He wanted to surrender himself.
I got a sheriff's office.
About it?
You're on the ground! Get your hand away from your phone! Yes, sir, yes, sir.
You see you got him?
Got a license man style, and anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law and right through the attorney.
During his arrest, deputies say Karey directed them to 2 guns, a shotgun and a pistol.
Where's the gun at? It's in the field there. It's in the field? Yes.
Police say 2 days before that shooting, the suspect's wife filed a report against Pastor Harris.
You did it?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
He raped my wife.
Was it one time that they were together, one event, or was it multiple times?
No, it is alleged that multiple times these allegations took place.
Over a period of months?
Over a period of years.
Over a decade of alleged sexual contact, in fact, dating back to 2001.
It's my understanding that Pastor Harris and Mr. Karey were great friends at some point.
So I think it's going to just take us some time to sort through all this and see where we're at. And then once we file charges with the district attorney's office, we're certainly probably going to grand jury it, and if they want to, go to a lesser charge, I don't know that the evidence will support that, but that's certainly always a possibility anytime we charge somebody with something.
Woodrow Karey has been booked on a second-degree murder charge. His bond has been set at $1 million.
So the chaos and just crying and just it's like your whole life had just changed. You're trying to make sense of what just happened. We drove to the jail and somebody had a phone. I was telling him to call Mr. Johnson. I was screaming and it was uncontrollable. I guess he didn't, I guess he may have known what was going on.
Janet was on the verge of hysteria. I told her after I was apprised of the situation that I no longer practiced in that area, but I had a son, my youngest son, Adam Johnson, who specialized in that area of the law. I assured her he knew exactly what he was doing, and for her to do exactly as he said. Do not question it, just trust him 100% because he knows what he's doing.
He's like, Adam, it looks like Woodrow walked in your church and shot somebody in front of a bunch of eyewitnesses. I don't know what you're going to be able to do for him. I just remember jumping in my car, hauling down to the sheriff's office and to shut down questioning, but I can remember before I left my house looking at my wife and said, Dad said I can't do anything for him. Wait and see.
My name is Woodrow Karey. I got to the sheriff's department.
So do you want to tell us what happened this evening?
He raped my wife. I didn't finish answering what they wanted me to answer, what they were trying to get me to answer.
And I walked up to the front desk and I told the sheriff that you got my client back there. I want him to know that I'm in the lobby, and I want him to know that I don't want him talking to you guys anymore.
I just got a phone call. There's an Adam Johnson up front who's an attorney.
Okay.
Do you wish to speak to him?
Yes, I want to speak to Adam. Adam walked in just like it was planned that way. God had set it up that way.
I remember Woodrow was certainly disheveled, but he made it very, very clear he was telling the truth, and that he absolutely believed he had done what was absolutely necessary for his family. And so, open or shut or not, it was going to be a fight.
All I could tell him was I shot Pastor Harris because he raped my wife. I shot Pastor Harris because he raped my wife.
A case like this comes along and it presents a huge challenge, but it also gives you the stage to showcase, how good you're going to be, how good you can be, and every lawyer dreams of that opportunity. I remember I called Todd and I sort of gave him the rundown, and he said, I'd be honored to work that case with you, which was a moment I won't forget.
My name is Todd S. Clemons. I'm a native of Lake Charles. I had a couple of murder cases before that, and I know at least one murder trial, but this was certainly the most high-profile case I've had probably in my entire career before or since. Well, our initial challenge was just getting through to our client, because that's always the best source for us of what happened, is speaking to the client. And when we first met with Woody, mentally, he was just in a very, very bad place. He was away from his family, he was away from his church family, so it was just a whole confluence of events that hit him at one time, and he was just overwhelmed. And so initially, our client wasn't very much help because he couldn't tell us very much at all.
I asked him, say, Adam, is Pastor Harris dead? He said, yeah, Woodrow, he's dead. And I think reality kicked in right then.
I just told him, don't talk to anybody. I told him you have the right to talk to him, you have the right not to talk to him, but it's my advice not to talk to him, because until I've talked to you, I don't want you talking to anybody.
So I couldn't talk and tell somebody, look, man, get this off my chest. Look, this is what happened. This is what this person was doing in our lives. Couldn't tell him that. I had to hold that inside myself.
We talked to Warden Laverne. He said that Woody would just sit on the floor. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He wouldn't even read his Bible. That's how bad off he was initially. So once we got him out of that initial phase for the first few days, we were able to communicate with him and talk to him, and he became a very, very good client.
We were wondering whether I should go with a plea offer that they had given. I asked Todd, I said, what would you do if you were in my position? Because I knew he was he's the professional. And he told me this, he said, Woodrow, I can't answer that question for you. He said, you'll have to answer that yourself. I said, well, Todd, since you said that, I think I know what I want to do. I just want the story to be told.
There was no doubt that he killed the man, but the question was why? And ultimately the question became he did it in self-defense. And that's what we had to get to. But in order to do that, we had to have full cooperation from our client. We had to get a lot of discovery. We had to do our own investigation, and that was a laborious process. But once we got to our investigation, we were able to gather our own evidence, because the state and the prosecution, they just wanted to give you one perception. Their slant on it was Woodrow found out his wife was cheating with Harris, and he walked in and killed him. And nothing could have been further from the truth. So we had to do our own investigation, and boy, was it a story to tell once we found out what happened.